All right, good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Tuesday, August 2nd. Welcome, welcome. Make sure everything's all good here. Seems that way. All right. Stranger Things. I'm excited for the new season. I love that show. That's probably one of my favorites. That's definitely one of my favorites. What else is up there? Stranger Things, Ozark. I guess you got to give Breaking Bad, the old Breaking Bad, some credit, of course. What else did I really like? Those are the first that come to mind. I actually liked what's it called? 21? What's it called? What's the one with shit. It's the one where the kids get dropped. Is it called One? What the hell is it called? What's the show where the kids go to Earth? They live in space. Why can I not remember that show? It's going to really piss me off right now. 100. That's it. Yes, I did like that show a lot. That was good. I really like that. Yeah. Black Mirror's good, yeah. It's weird, but good. Need some new shows. Actually, I haven't even found time to watch shows lately, but yeah. Hopefully some new ones coming out soon. Stranger Things Season 5 should be good. All right. So, good morning, guys. August 2nd. Today should be interesting. Got some interesting rejection showing early morning here. Not convicted to either direction right now. It's a very interesting, we're in a very interesting area. We're right on the side of a rejection and a potential support hold. It's right in the middle. So today should be telling. I think today gives you a little bit more insight into the next direction. You got AMD earnings after hours. There's definitely cases to both directions, right? You got the bear case that, we're going to reject off the 100, that we need a pullback after a pretty large move. And then you got the potential bull case that we hold this previous support or previous rejection area as a potential demand. Market is still in an uptrend. You still has a little bit momentum. Yesterday could have been just a little bit of a consolidation slowdown day. So it seems like there is cases in my mind, at least, to both directions. And when I have that kind of mindset, I got to really watch the price action and try to better understand what I'm seeing. Because yesterday's move did not give me conviction to either direction. It showed me both things. It showed me weakness on the upside, right? It showed me that weakness intraday. You definitely saw the weakness come in. You saw the slowdown. You saw the slip into end of day. You're seeing a little bit of slippage in the pre-market today. But then when I zoom out, I can see we're still in an uptrend. This could be just a consolidation pullback. So let's walk through it today and I'll give you guys my my feelings on what we saw yesterday and overall. So Thomas, hit me up on my website. At the bottom of the website, there's a place you can contact me. Just go on that, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, Thomas. Oh, you lost your... Yeah, hit me up there. I'll try to help you through it. All right. So today's second. Good morning, guys. Futures, as always, economic earnings calendar. Not much. We had some news yesterday come out at 10 o'clock. It was the ISM Manufacturing Index. You saw a little bit of volatility off that, but really nothing much. Here is the economic calendar here. Today, job openings, job quits, rental vacancy rate, homeowner vacancy rate. You did already? Okay, I'll check it out, Thomas. Real household debt. And then tonight you got James Bullard speaking. So not much on the economic side of things. You got some real estate stuff. And you actually saw, I'm pretty sure you saw the 30-year mortgage rate drop recently. Yeah, it has been dropping. And you know what's interesting is that this is a drop that's fueled by low demand, in my opinion. You guys out there that are in the mortgage, in the real estate business probably maybe can explain this better than me. But I'm surprised to be seeing the 30-year fixed drop as the Fed funds rate increases. And I think that is just because of the slowdown in buying. So this should be an interesting number. Homeowner vacancy rate, rental vacancy, real household debt. That should be interesting to see. I'll sort of monitor that as it comes out. But nothing major here, guys, on the economic side of things. Next week is really where I think some important stuff comes out. Next week, Wednesday, core CPI. Obviously, that's huge. So nothing much there. On the earnings side, guys, we did have a few earnings come out yesterday and this morning. So we had Pinterest come out, which I think actually reported pretty well. Let me pull this out. So Pinterest reported pretty well. I have no interest in Pinterest, guys. So, whatever it does, it does. I'm not really a trader of that stock. Avis Budget Group did come out yesterday with pretty good earnings. And you guys know what CARR has done before. So I actually want to show you that chart. It's actually quite interesting. Today we had Uber, which reported a positive free cash flow. That's very big for Uber. Positive free cash flow is a big accomplishment for a company. So Uber could definitely continue today off that, I think. Uber and Lyft, I would watch them. I'm not a big trader of those either. I probably won't. I'm not the type of trader that moves to different things I'm not familiar with because of some kind of event. That usually ends up very bad for me. I've done it in the past, and I've seen my results, right? So you got to sort of figure out what kind of trader you are. Are you a trader that performs well from chasing news events like earnings? I'm personally someone that performs a lot better by looking at the same stocks every day and repeating a process that I can repeat. So, Uber looks good. I'm not going to really get too involved in it, but definitely a good report from Uber. See if Lyft continues with that. Caterpillar had a downside move this morning on earnings. JetBlue, I think, was moving down. Marriott was moving down. So that's this morning. Ferrari reporting tomorrow or today, if anyone is interested in trading Ferrari. I'm not even sure we can trade Ferrari. I'm not sure. I've never even looked. Today, after close, AMD, PayPal. These are definitely interesting, definitely influential. AMD will influence Nvidia. It'll influence TSM. It'll influence Qualcomm. It'll influence all the chip names. So definitely watching AMD. Definitely keeping an eye on that. PayPal, that will probably influence Square a little bit. Maybe it influences some of the other payment processors, maybe Affirm, maybe Visa, maybe MasterCard. Not too much, but you could get some insights from that. We'll see what PayPal has to say. Oxy, that's energy. SoFi, Airbnb, Starbucks. So some pretty decent ones after hours today. Here's the rest of the week. I would say the only ones that I'm really interested in seeing are maybe Alibaba to see how they report, just to get some more insight into their company as of late. Datadog should be interesting. Square or Block. This is such an ugly, ugly logo and terrible name. But Square, I call it Square. Same way I call Facebook. And DraftKings. Used to really like DraftKings. It was in the heat of the small cap rally. I still think DraftKings is a great company, but that stock it's just not performing. So that's that. So that's earnings. We're going to look at Tesla. We're going to look at the 910 level on Tesla. That is the 200 SMA and a pretty nice rejection from yesterday. So we'll definitely look at that. We're going to look at AMD. We're going to look at Nvidia. We're going to look at all the chip stocks when we sort of talk about AMD earnings. I'm going to show you guys a Microsoft retest at 276. Definitely something to watch. Important levels on Apple. Okay. Thanks, Eric. More correlated to the yield on the 10-year bond. Got it. Result of bond yields dropping. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I thank you for, I'm always open for a little education session for me personally. I'm like 1 foot in the door on real estate. I want to be more involved. I'm definitely a investor in real estate, but I want to be more involved. I want to learn more. Definitely. Important Apple levels. Walmart, Costco have been hot, very hot. Walmart is back to where it was. Walmart is back to where it was after or before it reported down, before it guided down. Walmart is right back to that level, which is crazy. So congratulations to anyone that bought Walmart on that dip, because that came right back. And Costco has been red hot. We were spot on with Costco. I didn't take full advantage of this Costco move, unfortunately, but Costco has been red hot. Walmart has been red hot. Definitely two to watch. XOM retest. Meta underperformance. Really bad underperformance by Meta. And then we'll look at some of these movers from earnings. CARR, Pins, Uber, Cat for you guys. And then we'll continue. Can you do a day in the life? You will not be interested in a day of my life. I can guarantee you. I was actually thinking about making a day in the life of like a parody account, like a parody video. Guys, my day is I wake up at 6:30. I come to this chart. I do analysis for the chat for myself. I come on the live stream at 8. I trade until around 11. And I do jack shit for the rest of the day. I mean, I go to the gym, play some video games. I don't go to Louis Vuitton. I don't go to Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Ave, and buy designer clothes. I don't visit the Lamborghini dealership. If you want to see the day in the life of a real trader, it's going to be like from 6:30 to 12 working, and then the rest of the time you'll probably see a video of me on my couch watching Stranger Things. So that's the day in the life if you really want to see it. But yeah, it's definitely not the type of video that you'd want to see on YouTube. So that's what we got today. Let's continue. Let's get started. Nasdaq. So let's put on the 100 SMA because this is important, right? We've been looking at this. Let's look at the 100 SMA. I zoom in. All right. Golf too, yeah. Driving range. Good driving range definitely in there. Yeah, I'm definitely introverted. All right, so guys, what's happening here today? Right here, guys, 100 SMA. I think we are starting to see a little bit of struggle up here, right? We're getting a little bit of struggle. Now, we haven't quite given up, but we definitely are seeing the signs of a rejection. We're definitely seeing some struggle here around the 100 SMA. We're back below it this morning, just slightly. It's at 12,883. We're about 20 points below it right now in the pre-market. And we're also below a previous high right here. The high of this candle is 12,945. And we are below that level. So we are technically rejecting this June high as of right now. We are having a lot of trouble breaking and holding above this June high and the 100 SMA. So this definitely gives me signs of a possible rejection, right? It's not early. It's too early to say that we're just going to go like this, right? It's way too early to just say, okay, we are going to go straight down, right? That's way too early right now. But as a trader, as someone that's trading the market on an everyday basis, we have to understand that we are starting to see struggle at the 100 SMA and a previous rejection point. You don't go any further than that, right? That is where your mind has to stop. Your mind cannot wander into dangerous areas saying, okay, yeah, this is it, man. We're going to the new lows. I think we're going to new lows. I'm going all in on puts. No, right? This is where you have to get a little bit more data here, a little bit more analysis, a little bit more time. But you definitely need to understand that the rejection is potentially showing, right? So let's keep that in watch, keep that in mind. Now, what I am really watching for if we get a pullback, first of all, here's the two things I'm watching if we get a pullback on the downside. Number one is I'm watching Friday's lows. Friday's lows, the lows of Friday were 12,744. That is Friday's lows. 12,744. So, do we break Friday's lows? That's the first thing I'm looking for. If we break Friday's lows, then I would feel like there is more downside. As of right now, we are still trading above Friday's lows and below yesterday's high. So we are in a little bit of this possible, you could call this a possible demand zone because this was a previous rejection point, right? So does this area from back in June, does this turn into support? Does this zone here, right here, this green zone, does that turn into a support zone where it was a previous rejection point? Are we going to try to bounce out of this, or are we going to reject and move lower? To me, I need to see a break below Friday's lows of 12,744 and a break of 12,700 before I think there is downside. Because I still believe that if you pull back, you will try to retest this 12,700. You guys can see this was a previous rejection point, a previous rejection point, and these two previous rejections at 12,700 could very well be a retest level that pushes this market higher. So do I want to get aggressive to the downside if I believe that there is a potential retest at 12,700 that could hold this market up? No, I'm not ready to say that yet, right? I'm not ready to say that yet. If we pull back to 12,700, I still think that is a healthy uptrend, right? It's clearly still an uptrend in the short term. And that could just be a very nice little retest bounce. So, a few things to keep in mind today, guys, right? There's definitely some things in the works. You got a 100 SMA rejection. You got a rejection possibly at the previous highs. But you have not pulled back enough to really give you enough insight to say whether this is just a healthy pullback or if this is a big-time rejection to the downside. So, today is still some data, data collection, analysis type of day for me. I don't have a strong understanding of what's next here. So I'm watching 12,744 and I'm watching 12,700. And if we break these levels here, right, if we start breaking this area here, then I think there is more slippage, right? Then I think there's more slippage. But I have to see that break, okay? That's my feeling right now. That's my analysis. On the upside, it's also very difficult because you're really not seeing much anything in this. To me, this is like a zone all in here between 13,000 and 13,500. This is like a chop fest zone. You guys can see. Look in the past, right? You can see straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So we went down, up, down, up, down. Like within 2 weeks, we went and tested either side of that channel. Just total chop. Total volatility. So if we come back into this level, how are we going to react in here? That's another question mark that I have. You can see we are starting to struggle as we push into it. So definitely not a time to make a big conviction call, in my opinion. Definitely not a time to make a huge conviction call. I think it's still time to watch and monitor on an intraday basis. The ES. Let's go to the daily. Let's pop up the 100 SMA, and let's take a look at what it's doing at the 100. You can clearly see, as of right now, the 100 SMA is starting to reject, right? That is very clear. You can see 100 SMA, you're trading below it again, and you're starting to reject that moving average. So we have to know that. You are back in a previous support level between 40.75 and 4100. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, and I take off the moving averages, if I zoom in here, you can see we have a previous support. That was a previous rejection point. So rejection into support, and now you are trading right in it once again. This was previous support here. Does it become support again? So between 40.75 and 4100 on the ES, I simply don't think you can make a call yet as to which direction this goes, right? I think you need to wait to see how we work inside this zone. If you break 40.75, then I absolutely believe this is coming to the downside because there is no support here. Under 40.75, there is a little support here. This move right here, guys, this was This was Apple and Amazon earnings. This move right here. This straight up move, what was that? Big percent. 3% day, 2.5% day on the ES. That was Apple, Amazon, right? Big upside. So if we break this 40.75, which is the lows from back here, 40.75, 40.75. If we break those lows, then I think you make up this big upside and you retest 4,000. That's my current opinion for like the bearish case. The bearish case would be break a 40.75, retest of 4,000. The bullish case would be that this previous support in this 25-point range becomes support once again here, and we bounce off of it, right? That could very well happen as well. So you guys can see there is very possibly both cases here. You either break 40.75 and drop to 4,000, or you hold this as demand. And so for that, I can't make a decision just yet. I can't be too convicted coming into today. So I will be watching 40.75 to the downside, and I will be seeing whether this demand level holds. That's really what I'm watching. Does this hold, or do we break down below? All right? If we break 40.75, I definitely think we're going towards 4,000. At least 4,025, right? At least to these previous highs, and then maybe 4,000. This area will likely not hold up the market. This area of straight up movement will likely not hold up the market. Okay? That's the ES. You guys can see the Dow is right on edge as well, right? The Dow is sitting right on edge. You can see we've pushed higher, we've retested. Does this previous support level, you can see support here, previous rejection here, previous support right there. Does this find support today on a retest? Is it do this, right? Does the market do this? Or does the market do this? Something like that, right? Which one do you believe it goes? You can't decide that yet. You just simply can't. So let's wait for either one to start showing. It seems like it's going to show us today. That I believe today or tomorrow it will show us whether it's going to hold this retest or if it's going to break down, right? Turn it into a rejection point and then come back down to the next level, which for me would be around 31,700 on the Dow. So we need to hold 32.5 on the Dow. If we hold it, I think you push back into the 33.2. If you break 33.5, if you turn it into a resistance, then I think you come back to 31.7. Tesla is on the Discord charts, Chai. It's the first one. Yeah, it's the first one, Chai. All right, so that's the Dow. Russell. Market can go. I'll tell you one thing. The market can't go left. I can tell you that with certainty. The one thing I know in the stock market is that the stock charts cannot go left. That is something that I know more about than anyone else, that we can't go left. All right. Anyways, Russell. So the Russell is pushing into this previous rejection point. You're starting to reject. Doesn't look that bad. It looks like a little healthy pullback, maybe a little consolidation. I would say the Russell remains bullish as long as it stays above 1840. As long as you're above this previous support, right? You have rejection, rejection, support, rejection, support. So 1840 is a big level in the Russell. As long as the Russell is trading above this 1840, I would say it continues in this trend, right? All right, guys. So again, to recap the futures for you guys, I would say today is still a very undecided day. You are sitting in some previous support from back in June on the ES. You can see it right here. You have previous support on the left, and you're sitting in it again. So we need to wait to see what happens in this 40.75 to 4100. It's undecided right now. So wait for it to show you some more insight. Don't get too aggressive when the market is sort of undecided. Nasdaq, again, sitting above some previous rejection points. If we break down Friday's lows, I would say we move down to around 12.7. And then if we start to hold this little area of demand between 12.9 and 12.7, then I think you can continue higher. So I would say stay vigilant today. Don't have a bias coming into today. There's clearly no way to have a bias here. And just wait to see what the price action shows us. If we get weak, we'll be able to tell, right? If we get weak into intraday, you will be able to tell the weakness on the stock, on the market. Just wait for it to start showing it to you. Wait for some lower lows to build. Wait for some downside price action to start coming in, if that's what happens. Or look for that price action to go back to the upside. Right now, stay unbiased. Let's come into the day looking for either opportunities and just, make money off of it, whichever way it goes. But I think it should show us some insight today, which I am excited to see. All right, next, Tesla. So Tesla rejected 910. It went above it, but if you look at this 4-hour wick, look at where that 4-hour wick went. It went right above 910 and then closed right back. The 4-hour wick was basically flat. So you got your quick push above that 910 level, basically just off of momentum and probably short squeeze. So you got your push above 910, but really that was the rejection point. 910, that is also, guys, the 200 SMA, right? So if I pop this up, you guys will see on the daily chart, that is the 200 SMA on Tesla. So I will apply that. I will go to the daily, and you can see it right there. Look, 200 SMA on the daily chart right there at 910. So that will be difficult, right? That will be difficult. So let's keep an eye on that. 200 SMA, 910 level. You can start to see the rejection that's coming in at that previous level. Let me get some more time here. So, if the market is weak today, right? If the market is weak today, then I would expect Tesla to retest 840, right? That would still be a bullish move, but it would be a nice retest. That is similar. What is that similar to, guys? If I could mimic this area right here, right? If I could just simply mimic this price action in this area right there, it would look pretty much identical to the possibility of this retest. What did the market do after it retested this previous high? You can see if we retest this previous high, there is a possibility that Tesla retests 840 and pushes once again, right? There is nothing bearish about a pullback here on Tesla, as long as it holds this retest. If it does not hold this retest, that's when you know that things are switching. So if we pull back on Tesla, I would look to see, does it pull back to 840? That would be my watch. If it holds 840, is there a nice little dip buy or break and retest type entry off that level? That is what I would watch. If the market is strong today, I'll go to the short-term time frames. If the market is strong today, I think you need to get back above Friday's highs. That would be what you want to see. You need to get back above Friday's highs. If you cannot get back above Friday's highs, then I think the weakness steps in. Because you can clearly see the rejection on Friday. You can see all this consolidation after hours. And look at this pre-market rejection, guys, right at 895. So you can see that 895 is a very difficult level for Tesla to get back over. So if you want to see upside on Tesla, you have to get back above 895. It's as easy as that. If you do not get back above it, you will continue to see weakness. And if you continue to see weakness, then I would expect a potential retest of 840. Okay? That's what I would watch in the short term. AMD. So guys, AMD has continued to outperform. I actually sort of like this pullback. It has earnings after hours, so I can't get too aggressive here. But I am definitely watching this little pullback on AMD. You can see AMD's had a very nice run. It pushed higher yesterday, sort of gave us a little pullback late day into that 94 level. And then you have this previous support that ultimately failed back here. And I think you are starting to possibly retest that, right? So watch that 94 on AMD. However, today's earnings, you're going to want to just trade it intraday. If anything, if we go short term, basically, I would just look to see, does AMD hold this zone right here around this 94, 95 level? I think it is trying to hold it right now in the pre-market. So it needs to hold up above here, 94, 95, right in this general area. I need to see that hold here if we want to see more upside. If we break down below this 94, right, then I think there is going to be some continued weakness. Earnings after hours. Be careful trading AMD today. It might do nothing before earnings. Nvidia. So I took a swing trade on Friday into Monday, into yesterday. Very nice push to the upside, taking profits on the move. I'm still holding a few, so you can see those are going to be down this morning, but I've scaled out a majority. So you can see we are retesting 181 again. This is the reason why I entered Nvidia in the first place, off the 181 retest. You guys can see here on the hourly chart, we had a previous rejection point at 181. We had another rejection point at 181 right here. So a double top rejection at 181. What did we do on Friday? Why did I take this swing trade? Because we turned 181 into support by the end of the day. It is as simple as that. We turned 181 into support, into close on Friday. When I saw that, I was confident for upside. Look at what Nvidia did yesterday morning, and we actually traded this live in the Discord. We traded this scalp. It was up like 50%. We took it right out of this 181 demand, and we traded it all the way, I think, all the way up towards around 186. So if you guys are in the chat, congrats on that trade. That was a really nice trade. And I actually want to show you guys one more thing. If I go to the 1 minute chart, I want to show you a break and retest on the 1 minute chart as well. These show up everywhere. Here you go. What is this? This is a break and retest. What do you know? A break and retest. What do you know? Right? It's just it's a cheat code, man. I really don't feel like a lot of people trade this, and it's quite sad to me because these are two absolutely gorgeous entries. And if you go to the 9 EMA and you just look at the 9 EMA on those break and retests, look at that. Look at this entry right here. This entry is exactly where you want to be in. You break, you retest the previous highs, you hold the 9 EMA, you flag out of it. This is literally everything that you should be looking for. Flag pattern, 9 EMA, break and retest. I talk about this every video. Boom. Perfect entry. Absolutely gorgeous. What's it do next? Flag pattern, 9 EMA, break, and retest. Boom. Another fantastic entry right there. Happens every day, all the time, on every stock. You just have to learn how to look for it. Beautiful. So, Nvidia. I would be looking for Nvidia to be holding. Let me take all this off the chart now because it does not look good when it's not on the 1 minute. I would be looking for Nvidia to hold 181 right here today. If you hold 181, I think there is potential for more upside. If you hold the retest level. If you break 181, this move is likely going to die off. So you need to hold 181. Okay? Qualcomm has been doing a whole bunch of nothing. I'm not even going to look at it. It's been total nonsense. It's done nothing. TSM is getting some pressure from, all this Nancy Pelosi stuff going on. I have no interest. So I would just watch Nvidia off 181 and see what AMD does after earnings today. All right, Microsoft. 4-hour chart on Microsoft. What am I looking for on Microsoft today? I am looking for Microsoft to turn this previous rejection level into support. That is all I'm looking for. Does Microsoft turn 276, anywhere between 276 and around 274? If Microsoft finds support anywhere within that previous rejection area, right here, I am looking to see if it tries to bounce out of it. That's my watch today. That's my biggest watch. You can see support, 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 rejection. Does this break, retest, bounce? Does that happen today? That is what I'll be watching on Microsoft. Pullback on very low volume into a previous rejection point. Possible demand. Do we bounce out of demand? Do we continue higher? Obviously, we need the market to help us with that. But if I go to the 5-minute chart, you can see that it has held here in the past, right here, right here, right here, right here. Does it do it again? Watching that today. Okay. Microsoft, Apple. Important level on Apple here, guys. If Apple loses this level, I think you move back towards 157. So right here, you can see previous Friday lows. You are holding right there. Friday lows right here. Friday lows. And you are holding it right now in the pre-market. So on Apple, I am looking for a hold of 157. Or 150, I'm sorry, 159.50. If we break 159.50, you will move back down to 157. If you hold 159.50, this could be a potential hold for another push to the upside. So today, everything, in my opinion, a lot is going to rely on whether 159.50 holds on Apple, because Apple will influence the market. If Apple loses this level, then you probably will get some slippage here. There is not much of any support in this area. Look, between 157 and 159.50, this was the after hours push to the upside. If Apple gives up this Friday low, then I think you're going to slip back down to pre-earnings levels, down to 157. So watch out for that. Watch 159.50 on Apple. Very important level. Walmart. Look where Walmart's at. Wild. Look at where Walmart is at. Whoops. Right back to where we were before they guided down. Boom. Straight back up. Crazy. I did not expect that. I did not expect Walmart to recover that quickly. But it clearly did. So, you are right back to where we rejected previously. Does it reject again? Does Walmart really do this? Could Walmart really do this? And then do this? Could this be Walmart's chart for the rest of the year? I don't know. I doubt it. But, yeah, crazy bounce. Congratulations to anyone that bought this at demand. I mean, it makes sense. It's a perfect demand bounce. When you look at it on the technical side of things, it's an absolutely perfect demand bounce. Right? You can't complain. You can't deny that. If you saw this and you ignored the drop off of the guide down, you just said, "Hey, Walmart's at demand. I'm buying it." If you thought like that, props to you, because I did not. And I definitely got a little bit too emotional during this drop. If I should have just said, "Hey, this is a good discount. Walmart's at demand. This might be a nice entry." So congratulations to anyone that took that. You are right back at that rejection point. You can see right here, previous support that turned into rejection. So we need to watch out for this 132.50 right in this general area. So let's see, does Walmart get over 132.50? If it does, you might have some more upside here. So definitely watch that. Definitely watch Walmart. It has been hot. It has bounced right back to where it was pre-guide down. Costco, another hot one. Costco has been putting in break and retests all over the place. Here's another one. It's not perfect, but it's there. I know it's not like to the exact line. In this general zone, it is definitely there. It might be more of this previous high. Yeah, it's a little bit more of this previous high, but it's there. All in this general, what is this? About a $3 to $5 range? Yeah, about a $4 range. You guys can see previous resistance, turned into support perfectly at 508. Perfect break and retest, push to the upside. The next level I'd be watching is 545, right here, where it is starting to reject. If it gets over 545, I would look for 565. That is the next level right up here at 565. If Costco stays in the trend that it has, it will continue to move to the upside, right? You have this very nice trend, and maybe you just look for these pullbacks as entries, and you continue to see if this thing wants to stair step to the upside. So, watching Costco on a daily basis, I'm not going to be this is not a place to enter calls, in my opinion. This is overextended, right? You just saw an 8% move. You buy on the pullbacks, right? This is your entry, retest. This is your entry, retest. This is your entry, retest. Is this your entry? No. Your entry is a retest. If you retest around this 530 level, you come back to here, you retest. This is your entry, and you buy it off the retest. You do not chase upside. There is no positive to chasing upside. Here's why. Because you either get a really wimpy move to the upside continuation, or you get totally slammed on. So why not wait for a pullback and get a juicy 4, 5, 6, 7% move after a pullback, rather than trying to chase maybe another percent or getting absolutely slammed on. Just makes no sense. Do not chase Costco. Wait for a pullback. Okay, XOM. Now this is a pullback that I am interested in right here. Now this is a pullback. Target's not the same, guys. Target's in a totally different area here. Why is that? Because first of all, Target's in consumer discretionary, which is XLY. Costco and Walmart are sort of XLP names, so they're getting some sector strength there. And also, Target is rejecting a very, very key level here at 168. I would not touch Target to the upside until it is over 168. Wouldn't even think about it. Okay, XOM. Now, this is a retest that I'm definitely watching. I'm still in my September 80 calls. If you guys are aware, I'm in some September 80 calls. So in the money, far expiration in the money on XOM. I still think energy is a strong sector. And I love this possible retest here. You can see previous resistance into a potential support. So I am definitely looking to see, can XOM hold this 93 previous rejection point right here, and can it hold that as a retest level right here? You can see it already sort of did that. If I go to the 5-minute chart, look at where XOM held yesterday. It's literally to the dollar amount. The low of yesterday was 93.23. The high of this candle, so the low of yesterday was 93.23. The high of this candle is 93.20. So it was 3 cents off this high, turning it into support. It was 3 cents away from this previous high, and that is where it bounced yesterday. That right there should tell you that there is demand in this area. That right there should tell you that there is a possibility of a retest coming in here, and the possibility of a little flag to form, little retest to form, and another upside move off the retest. So I would watch it. This is when you get interested. Here's human psychology 101 for you. No one will typically ask me whether XOM is a good buy here. No one. No one will ask me either on the chat, anywhere, is XOM a good long at this level? When will people ask me if XOM is a good long? People will ask me if XOM is good long when it is right here at the previous high. This is when people look to go long. Right here. Which is just asinine. I love using that word. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. You have to look to go long on the retests with a good risk to reward. You do not ask people, or you do not think to go long when you are sitting at previous highs. You have to change your emotion. You have to change your psychology to look to go long off of good risk to reward setups where previous resistance is turning into support, right? So that's XOM. Meta. What a crapshoot this stock is, man. Jeez. What a crapshoot this stock is. I just hate it. I hate this stock. I don't own any shares of Meta. I don't invest in social media companies. You guys have probably heard the reasons for that before. I just think social media companies have too short of lifespan, and there's too much competition out there for social media, in my opinion, for a long-term investment. I have no confidence that Facebook will be around when I'm 70 years old, right? Facebook could be gone, just like MySpace was gone, just like Vine is gone, just like all the other social media stocks that come and go are gone, right? So I'm not a big investor in Facebook, or Meta, so to say, and it has not reacted one bit with the stock, with the Nasdaq, which is, I have not seen that. I have never seen that. I have never seen Meta totally inverse the Nasdaq. It's crazy to me. If I go to compare with the NDX, let's go candle. Will that work? Why is it so choppy? There we go. Look at that. Holy hell. Look at that. That is the Nasdaq versus the that is the Nasdaq versus Meta. That is the Nasdaq versus Meta. Look at the difference there, guys. That is not normal, right? There is something serious causing that. I don't know enough about Facebook to know the reason, but it's definitely fundamental. It could be lawsuits, etc., etc. But that is something you need to pay attention to. That is not happening on any other stock. That is the total divergence between Nasdaq and Meta, which is traditionally a very large part of the Nasdaq and moves pretty much identical to the Nasdaq, which it has in the past. Look, identical. This is all identical. Look at these moves previously. Upside, same exact rejections, same exact drop, same push, same drop, same push, same drop, same push. Not the same anymore. Something has drastically changed here. So, pay attention to that. I do not like Meta here. I do not like Meta here. Okay? I mean, maybe I should like Meta here, but I do not like this divergence on the Nasdaq. I have no interest in that. If Meta was pushing higher right now, I would be a trader of it with the Nasdaq, but yeah, crazy. Just think about what happens if the Nasdaq falls. Think about how this is going to get slammed. Right? If the Nasdaq if the Nasdaq loses this strength, what do you think is going to happen to Meta there? So, watch out for that, guys. Definitely something to pay attention to. All right, turn that off. Here we go. We'll continue. So Meta, very bad weakness, underperformance that I spotted this morning. Oh, I have been, but wanted to share it with you guys. All right, CARR, an untraditional stock that I would put on this live stream. However, I just want to, very large disclaimer, not a good trade. Big disclaimer on the screen. Pop it up. Not a good trade. However, CARR has done things in the past that you would have made quite a bit of money off this 146 demand, right? So if I'm just looking at the technicals here, CARR had earnings yesterday, which were better than expected. And if CARR was to break, I think, around this 202 level, right around here, I'm going to put one at 201. If CARR was to break this 201 level, then I see the possibility of this doing another ridiculous move. So, yeah, not a good trade. Not a good trade. Do not trade this. This is dangerous. This is dumb. However, I'm just looking at the chart, and when I see this, I see what's happened off this demand in the past. So, keep an eye on it. If you like to be a degenerate trader, keep an eye on it. Pinterest. Pinterest had earnings yesterday. It moved to the upside, but I can clearly show you guys why I will never trade Pinterest, and I'll just go to the daily chart to share with you that. It's very clear, right? If the daily chart looks like this, guys, if this is what your daily chart looks like, then you should not be trading the stock. It's as simple as that. If this is what your daily chart looks like, then you should not be trading the stock. Uber. So Uber had actually, I think, pretty good earnings today, and pretty positive for the company in general. I'm not sure how the stock reacts to it, because the stock is another sort of shit stock, honestly. But positive free cash flow is pretty positive for Uber. So you can see we did hold this 23 level. We held the lows of 19. Let's delete those. We are over this previous rejection point, around 26.50. So what would I look for? I would look for Uber to hold this 26.50. If you guys are someone that trades Uber, then I would look for Uber to hold 26.50, turn this previous rejection point into support. That is what I would look for. Look to see if Uber can hold 26.50 as support, after earnings. The only reason I'm even bringing this up is because I think a positive free cash flow for Uber is a very big accomplishment for them as a company. So watch out for that. That definitely could continue. Finally, Caterpillar, down off earnings. This stock has done nothing for almost 2 years now. Honestly, I mean, this is January of 21, and we are at June of 22. So we're getting close to 2 years of no movement on CARR. Wouldn't be a trader of it. I would be a holder of it if you like the company long term. Maybe it's creating a huge bull flag here. I'm not sure, but it's moving down on earnings. Wouldn't be a trader of CAT. Does not move enough. It's not a tradable stock in my opinion. Spreads are really wide. Liquidity is low. It's a buy and hold type stock, not an options trader stock. All right. That is what I had for you. If you guys want to, if you guys have access to the live stream ticker form, make sure to pull that up and put the tickers that you want to look at in, so we can review some more stocks here. If you guys do decide to head out before we look at a few more stocks here, please consider liking the video. That really helps out the video, helps out my channel. If you guys come to these live streams often, show your support by pressing the like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. We're almost at 50,000 subs. Yeah, I'll go to Shop. Let's do Shop real quick because I definitely think Shop is one to watch. We'll go Shop Google because they are both sort of the same picture. So Shopify is still, I think, in this just this consolidation accumulation phase. I wouldn't really be interested in Shop, guys, if I was to be honest with you, until it's over 40. I'm interested in Shop, guys, because I am clearly, I clearly have my long-term idea. It's my thesis, my analysis that Shopify is underpriced. I buy shares of it. I'm buying shares in this accumulation phase, and that is my plan. But I would not personally recommend that to anyone that listens because this could very well go through a few more months, a few more years of nothingness. I don't want anyone, people have different objectives. My objective here is to get a share average of Shop in the 30s, which I already have. I have an average of share. I have a share average of, you know what? Let's pull up the M1 account. Why not? M1's been coming back beautifully lately, which I love. I'm going to pull up the M1 account. I'll show you guys my e-commerce is dead, yeah. Brick and mortar, baby. Brick and mortar. All right. So here's my long term. I am down 23% since I started it. I started in November of 2021. This is the account value over time. You can see it just continues to go higher and higher and higher and higher because I add money to it, right? That's why it's going higher, because I'm adding $500 every week. This is the last month's performance, up 14% in 1 month, up $3,000 in 1 month, right? That's what I'm liking. You can see this week, up $1,100 this week. Yesterday was up $141. Overall, I am still red. However, you can see the account value is still increasing. That is because I continue to buy shares. So when the market was, just think about it. If the market is to rebound anytime in the future of my life, this chart will exponentially move higher. Because as my account value is increasing, I am accumulating more and more and more and more shares of quality tech names. If the market bounces at any point in the future of my lifetime, this push to the upside will exponentially move to the upside as I am accumulating more and more shares as my account value continues to rise. So I am buying Shopify. That is the largest holding in my portfolio. This is my aggressive M1 account. I have a Roth IRA that I buy QQQ, SPY, and Apple in. That's a Roth IRA. I don't share that. That's different. That's personal. This is my aggressive stock picking portfolio. I have 78 shares of Shopify at an average price of $35. So about $2,800 in it. AMD is my second largest. I'll go to this month. You can see I'll go top to bottom. AMD 31% up this month. Tesla 30% up. Nvidia 27%. woo-woo. I got Netflix, Shopify, Apple, Cat, Home Depot, Microsoft, Alphabet. These are my little baby names. Upstart, 2% of my portfolio. That's not coming back. That thing's dead. But I just leave it there. I don't buy any more of it. It's 2% of the portfolio. And then my dividend names: Costco, Chevron, Exxon, Cisco, Pepsi, Altria, Coca-Cola, and Procter & Gamble. So if I go to my holdings, you can see my unrealized gains. So here my dividend names are all green, which is interesting. You can see that outperformance on the dividend names. And then you can see Shopify, I'm green on Shop, right? I've been averaging into this 2.5%. I'm only down 0.5 on Tesla. My average share price is $8.96 here on Tesla in this account. Average share price 163 on Apple, down 1%. Costco, Microsoft, and then et cetera, guys. So that's my long term. Just sharing with you guys my Shopify position. I am aggressively and continuously adding into Shop, and you can see my activity here. I buy $500 of stocks every single week. Every single week since the beginning of this year. If I was to go to next. Actually, since November 3rd, I buy $500 of stock every single week. Okay? Shopify, I'm accumulating shares. That's my thought process right now. That's all I can really give you. All right? The only thing I got on the thing is UNH break and retest. So we'll do that and we'll get out of here, I guess. I would not be interested in UNH up here. Too close to all-time highs. I would need to either see a break of all-time highs and a retest there, or I need to see some kind of more significant pullback here. Not really a fan of trading stocks as they approach their all-time highs. What did Enphase end up doing? So Enphase ended up rejecting all-time highs. That's another one near all-time highs. So be careful of trading stocks near all-time highs, guys. All right, that's all I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, press that like button. Let's see if we can get to at least 500 likes today. That's about half the people here. I think that is possible. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming. Hope you have a fantastic trading day. If you're green on the day, walk away. Anyone that was green yesterday on the first day of the month, that walked away green yesterday, I can guarantee you they are coming into today with a very big smile on their face, with confidence, with the right mindset, with the energy and the motivation to make it another great day. Anyone that went green yesterday and continued trading and lost their profits and went into the red, I can guarantee you are waking up today not very happy, with bad confidence, bad motivation. If you are green on the day, no matter how big it is, walk away. Get yourself a little bit of a streak going. Get yourself motivated. Get that confidence flowing. I guarantee you it helps you in trading. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.